The slap echoed sharper than any code alarm I'd ever heard in the ER. My head snapped sideways, the metallic taste of blood blooming on my tongue as Victor Kane's ring caught my lip. I staggered back against my packed car. The morning sun in Riverton, Pennsylvania, suddenly too bright, too harsh on the scene unfolding in our driveway. "You're not going anywhere," he growled, his contractor's hand still gripping my wrist hard enough to leave marks that would photograph perfectly later. At that moment, standing there with neighbors watching and Mr. Ellis from next door, already dialing, I knew the trap I'd spent 2 years building had finally sprung. "My name is Emily Harper, 28 years old, ICU nurse at Riverton General, pulling 12-hour shifts that left me counting ceiling tiles at 3 a.m. when sleep wouldn't come. This house, my dad's house, was supposed to be my safety net after he died 3 years ago from a sudden heart attack. The same kind we treat too often on my unit. His will split it 50-50 between Mom and me. Simple. Fair. Until Victor moved in. He'd met Mom at the hardware store while she picked paint for the bathroom Dad never finished. Victor owned Kane Home Improvements, drove a jacked-up Silverado wrapped in his company logo like battle armor. 8 months of dating. And he was living with us. His recliner claiming the living room. His toolbox permanently parked on the kitchen island. "This place needs real work," he'd announced that first morning, eyes scanning walls and floors like a predator assessing prey. The renovations began innocently enough. New backsplash. Fresh molding. Then the scope ballooned. Basement waterproofing that wasn't needed. A deck reinforcement despite it being only 6 years old. Every weekend brought the whine of saws. The stench of paint that clung to my scrubs. Invoices piled up on the dining table. Mom's voice grew thinner each time she asked about costs. "Investment in our future, Laura," Victor would say, his hand on her shoulder while his gaze followed me around the room. "Emily gets it. We're building equity here." But I saw the cracks early. Bathroom remodels ballooning from 8,000 to 15. Materials arriving in unmarked trucks. Crews changing faces weekly. Paid cash under the table. Victor loved to needle me at dinner. Sawdust in his hair. Must be nice pulling those cushy hospital shifts. All that overtime. Yet nothing to show for it around here. I'd smile tightly, thinking of the secret savings account I'd opened at a credit union across town. Every extra shift. Every holiday premium. Every late-night charting, it all fed that escape fund, growing quietly like roots underground. Mom started fading that winter, hollowed out from arguments she swallowed instead of eating. She fluttered around Victor, afraid yet trapped. He'd criticize my career, my age, my failure to contribute while she stared at her plate. The house transformed, but senselessly. Pipes replaced in rooms with perfect plumbing. Premium granite over cabinets with loose hinges. A $20,000 roof loan despite only 3 new shingles visible from my window. One night, he caught me photographing the roof from my bedroom. "Keeping tabs?" he asked, that smile never reaching his cold eyes. "Just admiring the work," I replied, voice steady like during a crashing patient. "Family should appreciate what I do for us," he said. The walls between our rooms were thin. I heard his low, measured lectures at night making Mom apologize for phantom faults. "She's nearly 30. Normal women have their own lives." Lying in my childhood bed, staring at ceiling tiles. I planned. I photographed every receipt he left out, every invoice, every whispered favor to buddies. My evidence folder grew in encrypted cloud storage he wouldn't suspect because, as he sneered, real work doesn't happen on screens. 3 years since Dad. 2 years of Victor's improvements. 1 year realizing this house, Dad's house, was becoming his personal ATM, painted fresh to hide the rot. While Victor snored off his beers, I studied Pennsylvania property, law on my phone, while he fabricated invoices. I noted discrepancies, while he played devoted partner. I built my case brick by digital brick. The house changed, but so did I. Victor Kane had no idea some renovations can't be fixed with a hammer and lies. That Tuesday envelope from First National Bank changed everything. I read the second mortgage approval 3 times in the driveway. Still in scrubs after a brutal shift. Signature, E. Harper, except I'd never signed. I confronted him in the kitchen, over blueprints. Mail came. Care to explain this mortgage with my name? Victor didn't flinch. Maintenance isn't free. Your mother agreed. Paperwork mix-up probably. But the signature was forged, K too sharp, E tilted wrong. I photographed it. Scanned at FedEx. Next morning in the break room, my friend and legal coordinator Sarah Klein saw my stress eating. Hypothetically, forged signature on a loan. Her eyes sharpened. Federal crime if interstate. Document everything. Talk to my real estate fraud specialist today. I called in sick, first time in years, and drove to Philly. Attorney Marcus Hale's office smelled of coffee and leather. He listened, noting on a pad. Document smart. Email copies with timestamps. Does he access your devices?
No.
Good. Keep it that way. I left with a recorder app and a plan. Pennsylvania's one-party consent let me record conversations I joined. The PI Marcus recommended. Ex-detective Rachel Voss. Worked fast. Photos of Victor meeting ghost contractors. Deliveries diverted. Casino shots on renovation days. His laptop, password mom's birthday, held emails admitting inflation. Cheap materials. Pocketed differences. Photoshopped signatures. Got the daughters handled. I copied the folder during a bathroom break. Hands steady from ICU training. By month's end, I had forged docs, fake invoices, stolen photos, damning threads, enough for charges. This triggers everything, Marcus warned. He'll know it's you. I thought of Mom's shrinking frame, her jumps at his truck sound. I need an exit. Layer 1. Temporary protection order filed but unserved. New apartment at Oak Ridge Villas with cameras and fobs. New bank. Small transfers. Layer 2. Dead man's switch via Sarah's tech brother. Log in every 24 hours or the 180-page PDF, indexed, time-stamped, cross-referenced, auto-sends to banks. AG. Insurance Department. IRS. Prosecutor. Licensing Board. Journalists. Plus the safe with printed damning evidence and a note. Full docs distributed. Call your lawyer.
E.
The key combo, Mom's real birthday, went in a magnetic holder left on the counter. I'd registered my phone to his new security system. 3 nights before leaving, Victor drunk ranted in my room about Dad's mess, cracked a photo frame, admitted forging my signature on insurance forms. Recording captured it all. Friday morning, Victor left for a delayed concrete delivery. Mom sat at the table. Coffee cold. You're really going? I have to. I kissed her forehead, smelling her familiar shampoo. I love you. When you're ready for the truth, I'll be here. My car loaded with clothes. Dad's watches. Licenses. The safe labeled holiday decor. I placed the magnetic holder by his coffee maker, activated cameras, and walked out at 8:47. Head high. Phone recording. Mr. Ellis trimmed hedges nearby, Mrs. Lang's son, a trooper, washed his car across the street, backup arranged. Victor's Silverado roared in early, tires screeching. Going somewhere? He slammed the door. Face purple. Like hell. He grabbed my wrist. This is my house now. Half mine. Dad's will. He yanked me. Then his palm cracked my cheek. You ungrateful. Spine hit the mirror. Just like your worthless father. Step away now. Trooper Lang's voice cut in. Hand near weapon. Neighbors recorded. Victor cycled rage to shock. Patterson, wait. Lang cuffed him while he yelled fraud claims. Paramedics documented my injuries. Lip cut. Wrist bruises. Head knot. I handed over my phone, recording his admission. Mom watched from the doorway. Hand over mouth. I gave Lang the unserved order. Smart, he said. Squad cars took Victor away. Mr. Ellis confirmed his footage. I drove to my new apartment with escort. Sarah waited with ice and gel. He took the bait. The switch portal glowed green. 23 hours to next check-in. Victor made bail Saturday. Cameras showed him storming in, supervised by Lang for essentials. He spotted the holder, found the note, went to the closet safe. Combo worked. Rage turned to stun reading the evidence. He took papers, flipped off the camera, called his lawyer animatedly. 20 minutes later. Unknown number. You think you're clever? You just gave me everything. You're violating the order calling me. Silence. Check your email. The switch triggered 186 pages to all recipients, plus his address. Page 47. Your Photoshop discussion. Page 92. Metadata approves post-signature creation. IRS will love page 130.
He raged.
I'll sue. Truth defends. Line dead. Emails flooded. Bank investigating. AG requesting info. Licensing board reviewing. Mom called sobbing. Bank froze accounts. Fraud. Victor forged me. Admitted on recording. He's been stealing over 200,000. Silence. He showed me papers you made up. Why investigate then? She hung up. Sarah brought takeout. Switch perfect. Agencies have it. Victor's text. Not over. Forwarded to authorities.
Blocked.
Monday. Bank locked accounts. Investigator Patricia called praising docs. Voiding mortgage. Tuesday. Prosecutor assigned. Grand jury testimony needed. Wednesday. Insurance probed fake claims. $43K from edited photos. Thursday. Building inspector cease and desist for unpermitted work. License suspended. Mom called. Insurance wants payback. Misunderstanding. He faked storm damage from other houses. He was helping. House was fine. Dad maintained it. Forensic accountant revealed over $200,000 stolen. I loved him. He counted on it. Friday charges. Forgery. Wire fraud. Insurance fraud. Identity theft. Grand larceny. Victor arrested at site. Filmed by crew he'd stiffed. Local news hit. Bail $200,000. Couldn't pay. Assets frozen. Sarah drove me to protection hearing. Victor via video in orange jumpsuit.
Judge.
No nonsense on fraud. Ordered 2-year no contact. Even through family. Gavel final. Civil suit review with Marcus. Bank voids loan. Pursues $75,000 withdrawn. Insurance restitution plus penalties. IRS implications. House remains ours. Free once lien removed. Victor's business heads to bankruptcy. Mom texted to meet at coffee shop. She looked aged. Ring gone. File divorce.
Quick.
No assets left. Forensic thinks recover some from storage. She apologized. You saw what I couldn't. I wasn't in love. Dad taught honest work needs no excuses. He'd be ashamed. Proud you're choosing truth. We sat silent, calculating trust's cost. House feels empty now. She said, problems he created to solve. I drove to the house alone. Key turning for first time in months. Smell of fake Reno faded to emptiness. Mom moved things out. In kitchen, I touched where the holder sat. Small thing that toppled him. Courtroom 6 months later smelled of wood and regret. Civil trial. Victor thinner. Tanned gone gray. Judge Reeves. Tough on contractor scams. Evidence projected. Forged email, daughter's signature handled. Metadata proving post-dating. Crew testimony on fake work. Insurance photos from Kentucky storms passed as ours. I testified. Suspected at bank letter. Documented everything. Needed ironclad proof against manipulation. Cross-exam failed to crack authenticated records. Mom. Trusted him. Signed blindly. Now divorced. House per dad's intent. Judge found liable. Misrepresentation. Conversion. Breach. Enrichment. Damages. $75,000 mortgage. $43,000 insurance. $132,000 inflated fees.
$200K punitive, total $450K.
Liquidate business assets. Full ownership to me of dad's share. Mom consented. Victor erupted. You destroyed me.
No.
You broke everything. Hid under paint. Bailed out.
Outside.
Mom moving to sisters in Michigan. House yours. Reclaim it. Marcus. Restitution starts soon. Hidden assets found boat. Indiana property. Criminal plea after federal charges via email. 22 years. One of most documented cases. 2 weeks post-plea. Genuine contractors finished honest Reno. Fake pipes gone. Roof restored to dad's. Costs exact quote. Mom visited. Healthier. Looks like home. Sat at dad's table. Prosecutor. Appeal denied. Restitution check portion $70,000. Thinking nurse practitioner. Using dad's workshop as office. Sarah installed new security. Trust again. I verify now. Victor taught spotting cons. Documenting. Protecting legally. Small safe in workshop holds real docs. Biometric. Mr. Ellis planted roses. Your dad helped my divorce. Back to full shifts in trauma. Irony. Survived my own. Stronger. House mine.
Free.
Officer Lang checked in. Appeal denied. Can't argue evidence. Daughter wants nursing. Mentor offer accepted. House expectant now. Replaced cheap locks with digital. Fake security with real. In office. Framed forged versus real signature beside verdict. My diploma.
NP acceptance. Petty.
Proof truth wins documented. Dad's reframed photo. Protected house from dollar signs where he saw memories. Mom's safe. Victor in cell with 22-year warranty. Prosecutor text. Restitution cleared. House free of liens. Victory small word for long fight. Watered blooming roses. Evening quiet. No unnecessary saws. No cover-up paint. First time truly home. Solid foundations. Honest maintenance. Truth in legal stone. Victor thought renovating. Instead helped rebuild stronger. Smarter. Documents lasting beyond any paint. The lingering question haunts. How many families hide similar rot behind fresh coats? Trusting love over ledgers until the foundation cracks? I rebuilt not just walls but boundaries, verifying every promise. Documenting every claim. Justice arrived not cold but notarized. Court ordered. Undeniable. Victor's greed exposed the fragility of blind faith. The power of quiet preparation. Mom chose truth late. Many never do. Dad's lesson indoors. Honest work needs no mask. In my reclaimed kitchen. Coffee in hand. I watch real contractors finish details. The house breathes easy now. No more secrets in the drywall. Somewhere. Victor counts tiles in a cell. Learning some doors. Once opened by forgery. Seal permanently. I protected what mattered. Memories over money. Truth over comfort. And in doing so, Found freedom no signature could ever steal. The bruise faded, but the resolve never will.